I can understand why you'd want to check this flop, because the way you maybe would consider the button to be calling is very condensed around this region. But for me, I just bet. You know, if we're, you know, for three bet ace jack, we're gonna have, you know, some king jack. We're gonna have tens. We're gonna have nines. You know, we're gonna have plenty of hands.
It looks like a pretty chunky bet from Ishan.
This pot could get pretty messy for both players, because Caro has a non-decision on the flop. I don't believe. Like, you don't want to check this flop and then run ace jack. You know, you want, now we're seeing the turn card.
Are your under pairs on this wet board in a 3-bet pot? Is he ever checking back the fives here?
I would be a little bit. I would play it slightly different. I would bet when I have a diamond sometimes and check if I don't. It's just I don't know if that's the correct strategy, but it's just for me to control how often I go after it. I would pick with a diamond, but also I don't think you need to bet very big, because the hands that you're actually looking to fold out are hands such as ace-6 off that re-raised against you, or, you know, maybe, you know, like ace-7 suited. So, like, the hand, you can't really force a hand that's connected with queen 10-9 into a tricky spot with too many bet sizes. You know, like if he has a pair and a straight draw, like there's not much you can do. So I would bet small on turn and bet bigger on sorry, bet small flop, bet bigger on turns. But that, again, this is how I think. I could be wrong. This is Caro might feel like he needs to bluff. He might think that it looks like he has ace king, you know, and he might want to try and make a queen fold here, which is quite interesting. If you got fives, it's a real difficult story to tell when you check the turn. Of course, you can have some full houses. You could have a king. It's not impossible. What would you do with ace jack? You've got yourself to the river. Are we putting some chips in, or are we just tapping the table and hoping we win?
I tap the table and I hope I win, but I'm a fish relative to these elite players. What I do is rather irrelevant.
My only fear with, I honestly am. So what I consider, right? We have a jack, right? Jack's second pair here. The only queens that we really can be up against, as is the widest going to go, is probably queen 8 suited. King queen's a straight. We're not making that fold. We have an ace in our hand, so it's a little bit less likely they have ace queen. So I'm just, with this size, it feels like we're targeting exactly a queen to fold, and it's kind of difficult for him to have too many. But he wins the ball.